We've been told that the world is run by the most capable, qualified, serious people. But then you look around and you notice that entire countries are run by people who literally shouldn't be in charge of a group chat. And then we ordinaries sit at home and think to ourselves, wait, I can't try and strive for this perfectly reasonable or even ambitious thing because I'm not capable or qualified enough. And on top of that, it would take me years and tremendous sacrifice to do so. A terrible lie, because if these are the people who are allowed to run things, then clearly the bar isn't where we think it is. The world is simply not as locked down as we are told to believe it is. And today I want to break that illusion and show you why most of the limits you put on yourself are psychological. They're not always structural or just how things are, and how realizing this will open up a completely new reality for you. Hello, my name is Danae. Thank you so much for giving me a little piece of your time today. If you're new here and watching on YouTube, by the way, you can also listen on Spotify. It's always linked in the description. So I know I'm not the only one that sees what's going on here. We have billion-dollar companies run by people who couldn't even explain to you the mechanism of their product or how it was built. We have politicians who got where they are purely off charisma and maybe a little bit of fraud sprinkled in, and the nepo babies or creatives whose moat is their last name, their proximity to the people in the industry. Listen, I'm not saying these things to shame them. Kudos to them. The point of sharing this is to show that people are clearly winging it confidently. And meanwhile, you, incredible, capable people, are sitting there thinking they need one more credential or a shout out from a very specific person or years of struggle and agony or some sort of niche certification before they even take an action or put themselves in a specific room. We have been sold this idea that we live in a meritocracy, a system where people end up where they are purely out of talent, effort, and doing things in the correct order and the way that they're supposed to be. Actually, the sentence they use on Google that uses meritocracy in a definition says, quote, "Britain is a meritocracy and everyone with skill and imagination may aspire to reach the highest level." Sounds super cute. And also, when you think about it, this idea disciplines the ordinary people or creates sheep out of them. Because if you believe this by nature, then you'll follow the rules. You'll do what they say you're meant to do to achieve the thing or to move through the world correctly. You wait, you overthink, you second guess yourself. You make sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's and never use your unique advantages or your personality traits to get you to the next stage, even if it's morally correct. And they've really ate with that because what's true is that the system is not purely run off talent, effort, and following things in order. More times than not, opportunities, rewards, etc. are given to you based off of proximity. Relationships, who's bold and confident enough to say what they want and go out there and get it and tell people again and again. People who are willing to take action and take a little bit of risk before they feel ready. It's not about who's the smartest or who's the most moral or who follows the rules or who waits the longest or who struggles the most. Once you notice this, the illusion starts to crack and you can't unsee it. And I think in saying this, it's also just important to discuss the history of things as well. Meritocracy is a more modern idea. Back in the day, there was aristocracies and people didn't have this illusion that things were fair. Power and land were owned by small groups of kings and people, and then it was inherited by their family members. If you didn't have the thing, it was just kind of bad luck. You weren't born into status and you likely didn't strive to achieve it. And that wasn't really seen as a personal flaw. It was just seen as the way things were. Meritocracy came along as a hopeful idea. And don't get me wrong, I think it has done many positive things. Free public education, social mobility, challenge to the aristocracy, to nepotism, at least in theory, right? But the trade-off is that if you do not strive and achieve the thing, it is not just seen as bad luck, it's seen as a moral failing. Your failure then becomes deserved when it is also clear that we are all not starting from the same place. I mean, quite literally, where you're born can guarantee a very specific trajectory. Whether it's better or worse, some may say your actions come into play, but for the most part, the person that's born in a small village in India versus a person who grows up in a city in Ontario, Canada, has completely different starting places and therefore opportunity. Geography, race, gender, disability, those all shape what's possible for us. Some doors are literally locked. So I thought it was important to acknowledge that while keeping the message that the myth of meritocracy as a whole doesn't just oppress people at the bottom, but also the people in the middle who could actually break the illusion, break the mirror, walk through, and take whatever they accomplish and help curate a better system for the people who don't necessarily have the chance to walk through. Because for most people in the middle, instead of thinking, should I try, they stop themselves from even thinking that they could do the thing because of these fake walls and this fake perception and these fake rules. Even in an unfair system that is shaped by inequality, you can achieve a shocking amount through proximity, confidence, charisma, and just the belief that all of this is unserious and BS. And it's probably important for me to say, this is not an argument or a message about arrogance and walking over people and doing immoral things, Wolf of Wall Street type of vibes. It doesn't need to be in the extremes. It's to open the eyes of people who likely do not see, or they see, but it hasn't really clicked for them that no one gets exactly what they quote deserve. The good things, the bad things, and we should engage in the world as it actually is. Because that actually disrupts the whole entire system. It works so well because we just sit down like little sheep and don't do anything, those of us especially in the middle. And I want to share this message even more so as a retired people pleaser, as somebody who grew up following every single rule. I looked at adults, no matter who they were, and thought, you are older than me, you know everything. If they said get up, I got up. If they said jump, I jumped. If even someone in school who was a little bit older than me said something, that was truth. This is how my mind worked. I don't know if it was more of a personality thing or how I was raised to be more like modest and respectful and timid in like a Christian household. I don't know. It's probably a combination of all of it. But the illusion, when that broke for me, I didn't have a rebel bone in my body. And I also then began to people please because I thought that that would then help me, feel seen, I guess, and get further. But I then went through several things where I was forced to break the rules, but I guess it was just me testing things out and breaking rules that this illusion creates, that you have to do a certain way and realize, wait, none of this is actually true. You can just do what you want. And you don't need X, Y, and Z to get where you want. Namely, graduating from university during the pandemic, not being able to get a single job, and thinking to myself, I have a degree, I have a resume, and none of this is working out for me. I'm going to figure this out for myself. So then I literally created a job by freelancing, built a multi-six-figure freelance business, started working with seven-figure clients who I realized also did the same thing. Exhibit A. One grew up in an Eastern European country, poor with a single mother, got into school in London, decided that the school thing wasn't for them, found a problem in their life that they found a solution for, decided, I'm just going to turn this into a business. Did that and built a seven-figure business. And I could go on and on and on. A friend of mine who grew up in poverty in London, looking at the local politicians and thinking, this is the reason why none of the things they said that they were doing to help me succeed as a kid in poverty were actually helping, because this person doesn't have the merit or whatever, because this person is here because they like being on camera and being in front of people. They don't actually want to help people. I want to help people, and I actually can use my charisma and confidence to get where I want. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And they go out and they do it. They email people until someone responds to them. And they don't take no for an answer because they know that the answer is not in the credentials or whatever. It's in proximity and the people you know, and telling people what you want and not stopping until you get it. It is all a performance. When you realize it is all a performance, you cannot unsee it. How many people do you know that are impressive purely because everyone else around them is telling them and you that they are impressive? How many people do you listen to and look up to without really knowing much about their credentials or who they are or what they have to offer, because the energy they put forth, the conviction, the confidence, the repetition in their action tells you to? In fact, you're likely doing that right now listening to me. You can do the same exact thing. In fact, I had this realization when I was about 21 and one of my first TikToks blew up. I think it had maybe 500,000 views or something. And I realized I just opened my mouth and said something and people just took that as truth. It was truth. I shared some insights from a book that I read that was backed up by studies and blah, blah, blah. But it's not about what you say. It's about how you say it, the conviction and the belief that you give people in your action. It just really opened my eyes to the fact that you can just do shit. If I were just to sum this video up into one sentence, it would just be that you can just do shit. Like, you literally can. And you don't have to do so by exploiting others or being unethical. Having morals doesn't disqualify you from taking part in all of this. You just need discernment, a little bit of a backbone, the ability to see through all the BS, and choosing consciously to just do the thing instead of hiding behind fear or trying to follow the rules out of being more virtuous or thinking that there's a way that things must be done. And most people opt themselves out of the game because they mythologize the process. It's like, oh, I'll have to do this and I'll have to do that. I'll have to have a conversation with this person, and that's too scary. That's too big. Or I'm too humiliated and embarrassed to ask someone to do this for me, to ask the world to help me get closer to this thing or this person or someone around me or a professor or a family member or someone on the internet even. I say this all the time. The world doesn't move for people who are deserving. It moves for people who move. I talk about them being in motion all the time. When I have the realization that people talk about the rich and how they use their money and how they do this, like, you listening to this are likely rich as well. You listening to this with a roof over your head and a smartphone in your hand are just as lucky, just as much as the billionaire or millionaire or Nepo baby have, in my opinion, a duty to use your privilege, a duty to make the most out of this, because there's people, as I say, who grew up in a small village in India who will never have the opportunity to do what you have. Oh no, I have to send cold outreach messages on Upwork for 12 hours in my bedroom and type away until someone answers me and pays me $3,000 a month and then $10,000 a month. Oh no, that's so hard and terrible, right? It's like, it sounds ridiculous when you put it like that. And then it's like, wait, damn. Pandemic happened. If me, little girl who grew up in a city in Ontario, Canada, middle class, who never met anyone who made 7 figures in their life, I just need to send an email, click a button, and I'm on a call with someone who does. That doesn't follow the rules. And then that person pays me. And then that person gives me opportunity. That person gives me equity in their business, which then I can then use to pour into others. It's like none of that follows the rules, but you can just do shit. The doors are not going to open because you deserve them or because someone's going to open them for you. They're going to open because you tried and you tried again. You did something before you felt comfortable. You told someone what you wanted and you didn't stop until someone listened to you and gave you the key. Once I had this realization, my entire life became an antidote to how I lived the first 20 years of my life, following every rule. And maybe that's the projection that I'm sharing with today, but I do think there's a lot of truth in what I'm saying, even if you don't agree with every aspect. I don't mythologize authority figures anymore, and I don't see authority just as someone who's lived longer than me. I don't shrink myself or my belief in myself in any way, shape, or form. And I absolutely do not assume money or prestige or accolades is reserved for special people or people who've worked harder than me or who, quote, deserve it more than me. Never that. I see it all as a game. I can opt into specific games that I want to play, and I can choose to play and win. I don't have to opt in if I don't want to, but I definitely have the capabilities to. There is no one way, no right way to do things. The world is more flexible than you're taught, and any rules that you're following to get to where you want, the people that have the thing you want probably didn't follow those rules in the exact same way, more likely than not. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing in this life is as off limits as it seems. If you want to opt into the game, you can, and I think you should. Let's shake shit up. Why only let people at the perceived top have fun? Everything is so unserious anyways. We'll talk soon. Bye.